Engineer Gold Mines is focused on the exploration and development of the historic high-grade Engineer Gold Mine situated 32 kilometers southwest of Atlan, British Columbia. Engineer Gold Mines is fully permitted for surface and underground exploration with the drill program now underway. Engineer Gold Mines Limited trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol EAU. For more information, please visit us at engineergoldmines.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Mark Leibovit, editor and publisher of the Leibovit VR newsletters, also known as VRTrader.com. He was the #1 U.S. stock market timer in the January 2020 edition of Timer Digest. He's speaking to us from Arizona. Welcome back to the show, Mark.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Mark, do you still have your special offer for our listeners?
We do. It is a 50% offer for any subscription you sign up for. When you go to the promo code on the order page at vrtrader.com, you enter 2020 half off, 2020 HALFOFF, and you'll be able to take advantage of that discount. Thank you.
Mark, U.S. unemployment was up for the first time since March. Is that something to be worried about?
Well, this is an ongoing situation here. The market's been rallying in the face of poor economic and employment news for many weeks now. So either at some point it's going to catch reality, or just looking over the hill and assuming things are going to get better down the road. I'm not an economist. Generally, what the economists tell me, I try to do the opposite. So at the moment, I don't think it's good news, but it doesn't mean the market's going to respond the way we want it to. For other reasons, I think the market should come down, but we'll find out. Obviously, we want to see more employment. My overall gut feeling is that we're not out of the woods at all on this thing, and it's going to be many months, if not a year or two, until we all filter through all the problems from anywhere from unemployment to food shortages, logistic issues, all kinds, including the riots and all the other nonsense going on here in the U.S. We got a lot of problems to deal with here on the table, so we're going to have to work through those. But I guess if you're looking only at the market has a way of not doing what you want it to do. It goes up when it's supposed to go down, and it goes down when it's supposed to go up. So you just got to trade the market and sort of tune out the real world. If the market was the expression, the market is always right. So that's pretty much where I'm going to take it in terms of responding to your unemployment question. Market today, Thursday, wasn't too happy, so maybe the unemployment numbers mean more today than it did last week.
Gold and silver have really taken off, especially silver. What's the story there?
Well, there's an expression that silver could be the widow maker. And over the last 20, 30 years or more that I've been involved with the silver market, it tends to disappoint you more than reward you. And there's been a couple instances in that long period of time, 40 years, like when the Hunt brothers tried to monopolize the market back around 1980. And then, of course, we saw the 2011 spike. And maybe we're in one of those now, but generally it always seems to come way back down again. So I'd be a bit careful about silver. I know there are a lot of bulls out there who think it's going to 100, and maybe they're right. Right now, in my opinion, a lot of speculators are in there. The gold-silver ratio was at a point that it needed to reverse a little bit, so we've seen silver rally. I think it's overdone here. I think, frankly, it should pull back, and then we'll take another look at it. I'd rather, if I'm interested in protecting my assets and looking to precious metals, I'd rather look at the others and not put silver as my number one choice. But there was some big resistance in the mid-20s technically. We got there in silver, and of course I'm pricing it in U.S. dollars. And as far as I'm concerned, it should pull back $5 or $6 an ounce here and just correct this big run-up. So let's see how it plays out.
Less sexy, but much more useful. Copper has really charged back, and $2.92. Is that too high?
Right. I really liked copper last year. I was like a year off on copper. If you asked me a year ago, more than a year ago, I said copper was one of the big plays there. I guess a lot of it has related to infrastructure, catching on, and so forth. That Donald Trump building his wall. There's talk about, more infrastructure expenditure in the U.S., $1 trillion or $2 trillion. And, I've been bullish on copper and really haven't seen the reward, and now it's starting to move. So, I think it could continue to advance here over the next year or two, and particularly if they pass infrastructure spending, that could help it even more. I don't think you're going to see the gains that you see in the silver, gold, those type of points, but you might see a nice percentage. You still may see another 20-30% here to the upside.
We'll have more with Mark Leibovit right after this.
Cypress Development Corp is developing a world-class lithium resource in the heart of Clayton Valley, Nevada. The size of the resource makes the Clayton Valley project a premier asset with the potential to impact the future of lithium supply. Cypress Development Corp trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol CYP, the OTCQB, symbol CYDVF, and on Frankfurt, symbol C1Z1. For more information, please visit our website, cypressdevelopmentcorp.com.
Media recognition from Bloomberg, Reuters, recycling trade publications. Patented process for 100% recovery of critical metals, including cobalt, lithium, nickel, manganese, aluminum. American Manganese is focused on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. American Manganese trades on the TSX Venture, AMY, the US, AMYZF, and Frankfurt 2AM. For more information, visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Mark Leibovit. Mark, what would you say your overall market outlook is right now?
Well, it depends what time frame you're looking at. Short term, I've become a little more bearish here, as you probably know, as we approach the sell may go away period. We entered it. The market continued to move up, NASDAQ in particular. Seasonally, between now and September, October, November, there could be a whole host of problems, not to mention the U.S. election variable. If I had a bet, looking at my work, we had some reversal patterns in some of the indexes today, Thursday. So I'm a little bearish here. I think you could see a month or more of a choppy market, a downward market. The S&P 500, I could see back toward the 2,800 level. So that's a couple hundred or more points below where we're trading now, 200-300 points below. That's possible in this corrective period. Not every stock is going to go down. There's going to be always some new winners and a lot of money floating around. The Fed's still pumping money out there, but as far as my overall market opinion here, I think you got to be a little careful here, and then keep your powder dry and decide, if you want to jump in during this correction. I'm again nervous about the outcome of the U.S. election. I would hate to be long the market and find out the Democrats took control of the White House. I don't think the market would like that very much unless it sells off so much ahead of that it discounts that event, which would be a whole other discussion.
How big of an impact have the so-called Robinhooders have, the newbie traders who are using no-commission trading platforms?
They're definitely having an impact, Jim. We see many of the stocks that they talk about moving in the direction that they're playing. Some of the big analysts, sort of poo-pooing it. Much of the rally that we saw here from the March lows were retail investors. And I don't have the exact number, but I sort of heard the number like 40,000 clients they have, and how much money each of those individuals have. And then they put out a bulletin every day. It's a Robinhood bulletin. And a lot of followers are following that as well. So I would say the answer to your long-winded response to your question is yes, it definitely is having its impact. And I would look at your charts before you do anything. But I would say if they like a stock and there's a lot of people own it and it looks like it's coming off a bottom, one in which they do like, I think it's the number one name on their list. I checked this yesterday. It may not be today. I think it was Ford Motor. It's like a $7 stock now, and it's still way down from its highs. I don't own it. I haven't recommended it, but the chart does look good. So I think the Robinhood people have something, and I think they're all excited because the company's coming out with a competitor to the Jeep, and they think perhaps that is a reason to buy the stock. But they do come up with some interesting ideas, and I would definitely pay attention to it.
We'll have more with Mark Leibovit right after this.
Avon Resources Limited is a gold exploration company with significant projects in British Columbia and the Yukon. Trading on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol ABN, and the OTCQB, symbol ABNAF. Surrounded by world-class gold deposits and mines, Avon's 23,000 hectares Forest Kerr Gold Project is located in the heart of the Golden Triangle in northwestern BC. For more information, visit us at avonresources.com.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Mark Leibovit. Mark, your stock and trade, of course, is your volume reversal indicator. How does that work, and how can people get access to it?
Okay, so it's a technical tool that I invented decades back, and it's a tool that you can put on your screen if you're a technical trader, and there's two platforms you can go to do that. That's Metastock and TradeStation. It's licensed to those two platforms. There's a little premium if you want to put it on there. So what is it? It's a little tool that tells you that volume is coming into the upside and downside, and you look at your screen, you got a little negative VR, which is a red VR on your screen, and a blue or a green VR, depending which platform you are, with a positive signal saying, hey, you're coming off a bottom and you should be looking to buy. And over time, I've been a big follower of the theory that volume precedes price, and I can't begin to tell you how many examples when you see a positive volume reversal off of a low point and negative VR off the top, you do get some nice follow-through for trading purposes, and sometimes tremendous signals on a near-term basis as well. So it's definitely, if you're a technical trader and you don't have it, you should have it up on your screen, because it's just a great tool, and it could add to your arsenal of technical tools. Again, you need to go to TradeStation or Metastock to sign up for it.
What markets or stocks are really grabbing your attention?
Right now, I went to cash this morning on a whole bunch of names that I had liked because I was a little nervous about the market. I really like the solar stocks. We've talked about this before, and I still like them on an intermediate basis. They're still cheap compared to where they were many years ago, particularly a name like First Solar, which is, I believe, the largest in the industry. And but for a lot of these, I start taking profits here, thinking maybe we can repurchase them if we get a little bit of a market correction. A bunch of others I've been watching, like I mentioned when we discussed gold and silver here. I think many of these are ahead of themselves, particularly some of the silver names, so I'd be waiting for a retracement there. So I'm watching for pullback. So the bottom line, actually, for me right now, and maybe I'm going to have, muddle over me or whatever over your face when you're wrong. I'm pretty much out of the market right now at this moment. I'm pretty much in cash, looking for some opportunities after a pullback. And actually, we took some positions in some of the inverse indexes today. So let's see how it plays out. And there's a whole bunch of names listed on my in my newsletter watch list for subscribers that can see the names that I'm tracking.
Mark, can you again tell us about your special offer?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to. It's at vrtrader.com. That's the URL. Go to our newsletter, and any newsletter you like, you get a 50% off in the promo code slot by entering the code 2020 half off. That's at vrtrader.com. Thank you, Jim.
Mark, thank you so much for chatting with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
My guest has been Mark Leibovit, editor and publisher of the Leibovit VR newsletters, also known as vrtrader.com. If you have any questions for Mark or any of our other guests, you can send them to info@howstreet.com, our YouTube channel, Talk Digital Network. Find us on Twitter @HowStreet. We're also on Facebook. I'm Jim Goddard. Thank you for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.